Hi, in this video we're going to learn factoring the sum and difference of two cubes. For your sum you have a cube plus b cube, and your difference is a cube minus b cube. We will learn how to factor if you have a given in this format. First of all, let's remember you have to remember your perfect cubes. This table is helpful when you can't memorize your perfect cube roots. Let's say 8 has a cube root of 2. 27 has a cube root of 3. 64 has a cube root of 4, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now, let's recall your simple factoring of difference of two squares. Remember this? When you factor a squared minus b squared, you just factor your a squared into a times a, b squared is b times b, and then you have a plus b multiplied to a minus b. And so if you have a problem, which is the difference of 2 squared, x squared minus 9, both are perfect square. X squared is x times x, 9 is 3 times 3, so following the formula, you have x plus 3 times x minus 3. And this is the factor of x squared minus 9. Well, why do we need this? These are similar situations for your sum and difference of two cubes. Let's have a different approach with your sum and difference of two cubes. Let's say if we multiply x squared minus xy plus y squared with a binomial x plus y, you will understand where will this go. If we multiply x times x squared, you have x cubed. X times negative xy is negative x squared y. X times y squared is x. You just write them together. You're done with the x. Now you're going to multiply y to the trinomial. So you have y, since we started with left, so we will have y times x squared. You just put them together, it's a positive x squared y. Y times negative xy is negative xy squared. Y times y squared is y cubed. Bring down x cubed, combine like terms, but actually it cancels out. It becomes a 0. Another like terms, it cancels out. And so you have y cubed. What do you notice? This is a sum of two cubes. If we are going to work this backwards, therefore, if we factor x cubed plus y cubed, this is your factor or your factors. Therefore, the factor of x cubed plus y cubed is this: x plus y multiplied to x squared minus xy plus y squared. And this is the case of the factoring of your sum of two cubes. And it was shown in a different approach, just to prove that this is indeed the factor of this sum of two cubes. Now, this is the sum. How about the difference? Well, there's a different case, just a different arrangement of formulas. A while ago, this is the negative. Now this is the negative. It was already worked out because all the first multiplication of x's are all positive. The negative y multiplies all negatives. So bring down your x cubed. Again, if you notice, both of the two pairs are cancelled out, and you only have negative y cubed. X cubed minus y cubed, and this is your difference of two cubes. Difference of two cubes. Therefore, if we multiply this and the result is difference of two cubes, if we do it backwards, the factor of x cubed minus y cubed is this polynomials. And this is the case of difference of two cubes. Now, if we compare them together, this is the sum of two cubes and this is the difference of two cubes. What do you notice? If you have plus, you have minus, plus, minus, different, minus, plus, plus, plus. Of course, the last is a square of any number is always positive. They are just alike except for where they are different. Plus, minus, plus, minus, minus, plus. They are different. Again, this cannot be negative. Any square of a number is positive. So if you start with plus, you have plus, minus, plus. Anyway, if you get lost, just always go back to this video, or you may take note of your formula. Okay, let's proceed. We will now use this formula to solve a problem. We will start with the difference of two cubes, and this is your formula. So let's say we are going to factor x cubed minus 8. These are both cubes. X cubed is a perfect cube. 8 is actually a perfect cube. It was on the table. It's on the second row. How do we factor this? Well, we are looking for x cubed has a cube root of x, y cubed has a cube root of y. X cubed has a cube root of x. What is the cube root of 8? Going back to your table, recall that 2 cubed is actually 8. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8. Therefore, the cube root of 8 is 2. So when you have y cubed, y. If you have 8, it's 2. Meaning to say, all this y becomes 2. Since there's no change on the first part, it's the same x, so we will just copy your formula on the first part. You have the first part of the factor is x minus 2. Y is 2, which is the cube root. Y is 2, which is the cube root of 8. Followed by x squared. On the second part of the trinomial is x times y. X times y. X times 2. Negative 2. No, it's positive. So positive 2 times x. Positive 2x. Oops. And then the last part is just a square of 2. Square of 2 is 4. And it's done. Let's try another example. It's also the case of difference of two cubes. Let's say you have a very simple problem, x cubed minus 1. So recall, cube root of 1 is 1 because 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. What does this mean? All the y's will be replaced by 1. So our first part of your factor is x minus 1, which is your y. Your y cube root of y is 1. Because it's 1. Multiply to x squared, and then the middle part, x times y, is 1 times x is 1x, which is x. And then the square of y, which is 1, the cube root of 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1. And it's done. That's your factor. This is your factor of x cubed minus 1, using your formula of difference of two cubes. Let's have your sum of two cubes. This is your formula, and let's use the formula to factor y cubed plus 27. 27 is a perfect cube number, and the cube root is actually 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. So to factor using your formula, here x becomes y. So excess becomes y. I mean here, y, y, y. So your first part of your factor is y. Your y is actually 27 cube root. Cube root of 27 is 3, so it's plus 3. And then copy x. Again, your x this time is your y. So we have, instead of x squared, we have a y squared, because your first term is y, followed by minus. The sign is minus. and then x times y, this is your x and this is your y, 3 times y, 3y, so it's minus 3y. And then the last part is the square of y, which is 9. No, 3. Square of 3 is 9, so it's plus 9. And it's done. And I guess we have the last example. You have factor y cubed plus 64. So you remember 64 is a perfect cube. It's actually 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So again, x becomes y. So your first part of your factor is y plus your y here is actually 64. So cube root of 64 is 4. So you write down 4, which is the cube root of 64. Next, this is y squared. And then the xy is this is your x, and then this is your y. So you have 4 times y is 4y, but it's actually a minus, so minus 4y. And the last part is the square of the cube root of 64, which is 4. 4 times 4, 16 plus 16. And that's how you factor sum of cubes. Okay, you just learned how to factor sum and difference of two cubes. You may watch the video again if you need to review. Thank you.